Retro motorsport in Great Britain. No nation is more passionate about ancient race cars than the British. Everyone comes with his favorite toy, and a jolly good time is had by all. Many cars are handed down in the family, from father to son. And even grandfathers find that a touch of an accelerator works like a fountain of youth. Donington Park is a racetrack near Birmingham with a long history. At the Richard Seaman Vintage and Historic Race Weekend, the circuit wakes to new life. For 2 days, from dawn to dusk, there is constant competitive action. In a wide range of categories, it's all about victory or defeat.
It's a Nick Liddy, Mr. Jack, so 22 just.
The driving style is determined, but there is no aggressivity, no Rambos at the wheel. More important than the trophies to be won is the pure pleasure of racing and, if there's an occasional exaggeration, well, Donington has generous run-off zones. Very British, you could say. This time, Audi had a very special reason to be here. 2 of the famed Auto Union races from 1937 and 1938 were once again to have racetrack tarmac under wheels which once won memorable races. Bernd Rosemeyer and Tazio Nuvolari were the victorious drivers then. And because Audi was able to chalk up some spectacular post-war triumphs, the successors of the Auto Union models came thick and fast, including the superfast NSU racers. This year we wanted to come back to where Auto Union was triumphant, to recall the greatest achievements, many of which were here at Donington. Before the war, the Grand Prix was mainly a British affair. But then came the Auto Union successes in 1937 and 1938. Rosemeyer in a C-type and Nuvolari in a D-type, in the car I'm sitting in. That's why we came back here today. Even today, there is awed silence when the C-Type's 16-cylinder engine awakes. In the 750 kilos class, the main rival in 1937 was Mercedes-Benz. 80 laps, about 400 kilometers on a hilly, bumpy circuit, mocked by many as the Donington Jumps. Bernd Rosemeyer achieved a new record time of 3 hours 1.02 to win the race. A year later, Rosemeyer is dead, and at the wheel of the 12-cylinder Auto Union D-Type is Tazio Nuvolari, who manages to duplicate the previous year's win. Aged 44, he was the oldest driver in the race and had to fight like a lion to be first across the line. It took us over 10 years to find these automobiles. After the war, they disappeared in Russia. It was a couple who found bits of the cars intact, and they were brought to England to specialists who restored them and made them as new again, and in the condition you now see them in. We then bought them. It's not often that a major manufacturer like Audi allows such rare and historic cars to appear on a racetrack. After only a couple of hours running, the highly complex motors need to be completely overhauled, so every single kilometer is an adventure. Anyone fortunate enough to take the giant wheel in his hands, like Thomas Frank of Audi Tradition, is privileged indeed. And only the roar of the 12-cylinder motor is louder than the driver's sigh of relief when the checkered flag finally falls. Who can blame him?